Ta-da! All right. Welcome, Patrick. 8 questions with have Cheetah Will View. Is definitely wintry here. It is cold tonight. 39 degrees, partly cloudy. Um, and I got to be honest with you. I hope that I'm wrong here, but I got a funny feeling that well, I'm just gonna wait. But I have a feeling something has happened to our guest. I have not heard from her all day, and it's got me a little bit worried. I hope that she's okay, but most of the time, you like to make contact with the guest before they come on to make sure everything's copacetic. But I have not heard from her, so I'm crossing my fingers. Uh, um, I'd much rather hear from them to tell me that no, like something has come up, a live shoot or recording or anything else like that. Then we always work on reschedule because that's part of the game. When you do a show like this, is like sometimes the artist gets called away. They get called away for a shoot. They get called away for a play. It happens. Anybody who's gone to a convention knows what I'm talking about, right? So you get to the convention, you're expecting to see Jamie Lee Curtis, and it'll say canceled due to schedule conflict, which means that could be that someone has come in and made her an offer, and they got to do it. They got to jump on it. Hey Neil, how are you, sir? Uh, yeah, me too. I pinged her early and left the link, and I just haven't heard zero, and so that's always a little disconcerting for me. Most of the time, I'll get a message back saying, "Hey, I'll be there," um, but or I'm running a little late or something like that. So I don't know. I just got a feeling about it. So, but if that's the case, that happens. That has happened for a while. I'm glad I can say that. Um, but it does happen. It does happen. Sometimes there's circumstances beyond both theirs and my hands. Um, so so we'll just keep chatting away, and we'll give her a few minutes to, you know, I'll know pretty much, by 15 after if it's going to happen or not. So hopefully it will. Hopefully it should pop up, and we'll have a nice chat. Um, I will have to say this for Constance Steele. Um, she is a Renaissance artist. She can do a lot of things and do them well. She's a recording artist. She's a musician. She is a actress, a model, and she writes and has had her poetry published. So she's a very talented young lady, and definitely looking forward to talking to her and even hearing some of her poetry. That's really what I was looking forward to tell you the truth. Maybe to get her to sing a song, or and maybe to do some poetry. Um, what has been my favorite October film to watch so far? Oh, wow. What have I watched? I would have to say the John Wick trilogy. Watched the John Wick trilogy, and I enjoyed that very much. I also watched a movie right here that is probably my favorite thing that I watched this month. I watched Summerland. So this is Summerland. I watched this. I thought this was excellent. Um, I also watched Borders on Lovers. That was also really good. That was a Japanese film that I watched and reviewed, and I really enjoyed that. Um, so yeah, I'm not really one to sit there. Like last year, I did that. Last year, I watched 18 horror movies. I was trying to do 31 Days of Halloween, but that's a bear. That is a bear. In fact, I still got to go back to those and flesh them out a little bit. Um, but that's a bear. I have nothing but respect for people that can actually do that. Um, well, yeah, you know what they're saying. I heard that they were supposed to be doing that. They're supposed to be doing a. I'm not sure if it's like a prequel or a spinoff, but I think they're supposed to be doing a series off the John Wick franchise about the Continental. Um, as you know, the Continental is a huge piece of the franchise. Hey Casey, how are you? I hope that we will be in the background. I'm holding my breath and hoping our guests will be here. I'll be watching my little red button here. Um, and my Facebook tab, make sure she communicates with me. Um, I will say this: I'm very, like I said, I'm very excited for the first week of November. We're supposed to getting not one but two Guy Gans short movies. Um, I can't wait. Would you ever stay there for a night at the Continental? Hell yeah, the Continental would be fun as hell to stay at. You kidding me? That would be fun. That would be fun. I mean, could you imagine? I mean, you that's a sanctuary. It's just a really cool idea. Plus, I would like to see them do a prequel of the Continental or a spinoff, so they can explain where the high table came from, and or they do allow pets. John Wick left his dog there. Yep, yeah, no, they allow pets. But it would be fun to see him explain how the Continentals were created. You know how the organization was created, how many people are there. The high table remind is probably a group of 13. They probably got like 12 council members plus one plus the elder. Um, yeah, yeah. John Wick dropped off his dog there in part three. Yeah. All right. That's right. Quick fingers on the trigger there. Um, so yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I tell you, the funniest thing I saw today, though, the funniest thing I heard today, um, I heard that they are some people start a petition about Halloween ends, and that they want them to go back and reshoot the movie. Just made me laugh. Uh, fans are fan. I mean, fans are awesome. I mean, within reason, they're great. They dress up, they do cosplay. They go out there and watch a movie. And this and all that. And I totally get it. I'm a fan too. Obviously, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't a fan. But sometimes to the extreme, sometimes fans just push it way too far, and they go from being fans to assholes. Um, Getting a petition to try to change the way Halloween Ends was filmed. Listen, it might not have been a good film, right? Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's not what everybody thought it was going to be. It certainly wasn't for me. I mean, it got one thing right for me, which I was really happy about. But it wasn't the story I was expecting. But that being said, okay, I didn't write the movie. I didn't finance the movie. I didn't spend any money to make the movie. All I did is I wouldn't, I'll end up watching it, but I had nothing to do with it, you know. Um, and all these, just this makes me laugh. Um, they expect, I guess they got 5,000 signatures, 5,000. Whew, yeah, that would change the world for that. Let me just rush that in. Let me take a $60 million movie and change it off the basis of 5,000 people signing a name, and probably half of those are bots. It's just, uh, it's this is this. Um, let's see. I hope they bring back. Yes. Uh, yeah. No, I agree. Sharon, definitely. Uh, if they do a prequel, Neil, I think that they could bring back. Yeah, I don't see why they couldn't. It would be a limited series. It would probably be only 10 episodes per season. So I don't know why they wouldn't bring back Sharon and and crap, Ian McShane's character. Holy crap! Did I actually forget that Winston? They could bring back Winston and Sharon in there. That would be a lot of fun. Definitely would be a salty series, that's for sure. Yeah, yeah. You know what? The number the see that's why I like that's really why I liked the first one best. They did the most with the first one. They were already world building in the first one. They were already establishing like this is not going to be your average movie, you know. And remember the creators of John Wick also worked on the Matrix, so you could definitely see a lot of the Matrix influence into John Wick. A lot of how they stole how they framed their story and how they told it was very much like the Matrix, because the Matrix was like that too. It was not just a standalone. They filmed that with a purpose in mind. So they planned on filming more than just one film on the franchise. That they're of course had to make the money back, otherwise they would have been just DOA. But they had an idea what they wanted to do, and they filmed it the way they wanted to film it, and it worked because at the end of the Matrix, you had a lot more questions going into the Matrix than you did before you watched it, and so that really makes you curious. And then you start talking about it, and then you want to see the second part, and that's the same thing with John Wick. But whereas the Matrix 2, the Matrix Reloaded, was really strong. John Wick 2, in my opinion, was not quite that strong. 3 redeemed itself. I think 3 redeemed itself pretty well. 757. Ooh, oh boy. We'll see. You know what? That's a good question, Neil. I mean, it's like, okay, there's some people on YouTube that can get out there and they have hundreds of thousands of subscribers or whatnot, and what have you, whatever, right? Um, I get that, but it's still not going to change the fact of the matter is the fans are going to do whatever fans are going to do. If you sit up there and say, "Well, I didn't like the movie," your fan base is not just going to get up there and march along with you saying the same thing, because everybody has seen the movie differently. I mean, I've seen a lot of people who I expected to like it hate it, and I expected a lot of people who I expected to hate it, they liked it. So I mean, there you go. It's never set in stone. Oh, how does a ghost film critic criticize? Oh, that's right. He goes boo. Yeah. Well, that could probably fit with Halloween Ends too. Well, I do know that if uh, uh I'm probably saying all this too, and Constance is gonna be right around the corner. But um but I mean, hopefully you are here, Constance. Definitely like to talk to you. So anyway, next week, let's talk a little bit about next week. So we got three. We got the Bat is back. I heard from the Bat today, and the Bat is back, and he is hosting the Midnight Society next Sunday. We will be talking about Terrifier, the first Terrifier. We'll be talking about that movie come Sunday. Terrifier 2 is currently out and is kicking ass. Terrifier 2 is making its money. It's made well over $1 million at the box office. I think it's close to $3 million. I think the budget for it was 250,000. So it's made its money back and doing really well. And that's even before home release. And here comes the cheetah. Yeah, there's the cheetah. What cheetah? There's the cheetah. Okay. All right. You want to make one more? You want to make two more passes? All right. Here comes. What? All right. So the 23rd is going to be It's going to be Terrifier. That's terrifying right there. What? Crazy? What? What? Crazy. You're crazy. I have not seen the second Terrifier. It's still at the theaters, and I know it went to streaming. I think it went to Shudder, if I'm not mistaken. I think it went to Shudder, but it is getting a home release. It is going to get a home release. So my question is, I wonder if my library is going to pick up a couple of copies of it. That would be interesting. I don't know. I don't know if my library will be that brave as to order a couple copies of Terrifier 2. But if it does, then hopefully I'll get a couple. Hopefully that's where I'll find my copy at. Or either that or a private donation. I actually expected it to find a copy by now at my library. I thought for sure, but if you watched my recent haul video, I still find classics. I do. I just got a copy of the original Candyman, the first one. I did not have that in my collection. Let's see. Yeah. No, I think they. Hey, Waffles, how are you, sir? I saw your video. Thanks for not shouting me out. I guess you returned the favor. My feelings are hurt. No, not at all, Waffles. I'm gonna go watch your video. I'm gonna watch your entry. We're just talking about the Spooktacular. Waffles has sent you his entry. So Waffles is in the Spooktacular drawing. That's so cool. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I have a feeling my guest is not going to show up tonight. Just have a feeling. I hope I'm wrong. I'm going to give her about 15 minutes or so, and then I'm going to decide what I'm doing. That's right, the Macabres. I will tell you that in case this does go down like the Titanic, and it probably will, that the Midnight Hour will come back and redeem it all. That will be at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock tonight on Hobbs' channel. They're going to be doing all sorts of spooky things. So, Heroic Macabres. That's right. Did you see? I'm getting a Macabres tomorrow. I am. I'm gonna have a Macabres tomorrow, and I'm gonna film it just for fun. I don't think I'm gonna get the Happy Meal though. We're watching. Okay, Hobbs and gang are watching the Midnight Hour movie, which is based on. Is our name taken for that movie, or did that movie take their name from us? Uh, I don't know what I'm doing. I might be watching. I might be watching everywhere, everyone, all at once. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Oh, they stole it from. That's right. That's right. Um. So the Terrifiers on the Midnight Society this Sunday, and then Monday we have a conservative Christian writer Ted Jordan here will be with us next Monday. He is going to be talking about his movie, his book, The Restorer. He'll be here. And then on Tuesday, the 20 Tuesday the 25th, we have professional photographer Justin Robert Sanders. He's that guy's phenomenal. That guy's such a phenomenal talent. Uh, I I'm blown away by it. His skill is extraordinary, and he has a tie to us. It was awesome because I did not realize this until after I booked the show, and I went ahead to get his picture. And when I was looking through his pictures to find one to use, I found out that I found out that he had actually taken pictures of an actress who we interviewed here, Dylan Harvey, who does a lot of the Todd Sheets movies, like Bone Hill Road and Clownado. Um, he took pictures of her. I did not know that. He's based in Topeka, Kansas, which is where Dylan Fawn and her husband are based out of. So it's a very small world. I had no idea they knew each other when I booked it. Um, I can tell you a couple of things. I can tell you a couple of things. This is sort of fun. This is sort of funny story here. Oh, where's my pen? Okay. So here's what's coming out on the first week of the month, November. So, of course, I'm bringing back John Grande from Grande's Graveyard. He's going to come back on November 1st. He was on he was on the Midnight Hour a couple of weeks ago, where we did our 5 hidden gems, and so I thought, you know what, he'd be perfect to talk to, the interview. I really wanted to do that, so I invited him to come on the show, 8 questions with, and he agreed to do so. So I'm really excited about that. John is. I rewatched our show together, and I thought it was really interesting is that we brought 5 gems each to the party, and 5 of his movies were all older, way older than him. Um, and the movies I brought were all brand new, relatively speaking, all within the last 3 or 4 years, which I thought that was sort of funny because you would think it'd be the reverse. Um, you know what? Hey, Hobbs, why don't you do a McHobbs waffle? You get a waffle and then put 2 chicken nuggets on it, and then put some French fries on it, and then some syrup. That would actually, damn, that actually would work. Let's see. Yeah, those buckets are small, Echo. Somebody, somebody say waffles. Yeah, sure. Um, so, so John's gonna be back with us on November 1st. And then Wednesday, November 2nd, we'll see the return of our old friend Josh Hahn will be back. I have not talked to Josh, and I mean, as far as this goes, in a long time. The last time we talked, things were coming to a head for him, and so he was actually our 4th guest that we had on the show. He was guest number 4, and it took me all this time to get him back on the show, but I'm glad to do so. And we'll be talking with him on Wednesday, November 8th, November 2nd. And then on Thursday, November 3rd, we are welcoming back the lovely Christy Adams will be back. The sassy Christy Adams will be back from Nightmare Toys. It's rolling into the holiday season, so we will be talking about all things holiday shopping. I don't think we have a guest tonight. I'm gonna be I'm about 6 minutes away from declaring that. That happens. And wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? And I have more people right now in this chat than I did yesterday and the day before. Isn't that something? It's weird. Missing in action. Yeah, that happens. But we'll see. We'll stay up for a little bit. She might surprise us. Um, I just hope she's okay. I always hate that. I don't mind a guest not showing up. I'm used to that. That happens once in a while. What it really makes us anxious is when I don't hear back from them at all, because then you're sitting there wondering, did something happen to them? And you're really nervous for it, because I don't think she's an irresponsible person. I don't think that she would just burn me just to burn me. That's not. I don't get that feeling at all. So I just want to make sure she's okay, and then we can always reschedule it, and that happens. Uh, let's see. So Christy Adams will be back with us on Thursday the 3rd. On the 8th of November, Tuesday, we have actress Christina De Rosa will be here. Christina is a very talented actress. Very actually, she's well known. She's done a lot of horror. She's done a lot of fun a lot of fun projects that you'll recognize her from. And she'll be here on the 8th. And then on the 9th, I have a possum rescuer, a possum rehabilitator. Um, she is pretty well known on Instagram, and I invited her to come and talk about possums. So, and like I said, she rehabilitates them. She's not necessarily a rescue. I mean, she's not like a Calvin, the cat rescuer, Black Noah. He's not. She's not like him, but she does have three or four possums that she does take care of, and she goes around and she goes around to schools and educate people about what possums are and how important they are. Possums are really important. Possums are really important. um, they kill ticks. That's one of their diets. On their diets, they kill ticks. They're rabies resistant. They don't get rabies. um, they are fearsome when they get riled up. They look fearsome. Their mouth open and they're hissing. But for the most part, possums are pretty tame. They're also our only marsupial here in the United States. That's the only one we have. Um, uh, yeah, missing in action. uh, no, not no. Only thing I heard about Seattle was that there's no rain in Seattle. Hey Wes, how are you, sir? You hear the folks in the underground prison in Dark Knight Rises chant, "Fish, fish, possum." That could be it. Hey John, how are you? Yeah, but you're almost done, right? You're almost there. You're gonna be there in Mississippi pretty soon. Uh, Glad you guys are all here. If our guest does not show up, I will go ahead and I'll flap my lips for a little bit longer, and then I will let you guys go, because I know you guys don't want to be spun here. Listen to me flap my lips for an hour. Um, so I'll let you guys go again tonight on the Midnight Hour. They will be watching the Midnight Hour. It's a watch along on Hobbs Horror's channel. Hobbs, if you're still in here, man, drop your link, and so it could be good times. And don't forget to put your entry in for Hobbs Horrors, the spectacular, the spectacular going on. The contest is still going on. You can do a video entry. It's on Hobbs' channel. I can go ahead and drop the link. Let me go get the link for that instead of me just. And you guys can all do your contest. In fact, that'd be a good thing to do right now. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, we just yeah, yeah. Well, the good news is our guest is fine. She's okay. I mean, that's good. That's the best thing possible right here. So she just pinged me right now, and she got confused on the date. That happens too. She's okay though. That's the important thing. So so we'll probably have to reschedule her, and I think I can do that. Uh, yeah. Uh, yeah. It happens. It happens. Let's see. Well, that's the only thing that really matters to me. Uh, yeah, Echo's gonna be taking a break here. Uh, yeah, we could, John, we could do that. I don't mind talking about that. I think that's important. We can go ahead and when you're settled, when you're in Mississippi, and you tell me you're 100% safe, then I will schedule you, and you can come up there, and we can talk about your illness if you want to share. I will do that. So the good news, again, I repeat, the good news is that Constance is okay. That she I don't know what happened. I know the date was scheduled, but sometimes that happens too. Uh, I've been singing this date for ever since I booked it, so that happens. Yeah, that's creepy Ralph. That'll be cool. Uh, um, yeah, yeah. That's what it was. Hold on one second. Give me a couple minutes here. See if I can put out this fire here. So you get to see what I do during the day. Isn't that exciting? All right. Yeah, this is schedule, system schedule confusion. All right. So what are you guys' thoughts about the petition I mentioned earlier about the Halloween Ends petition? Do you think fans really have a right to put out a petition like that? Now, I understand the Zack Snyder petition because Zack Snyder's that was a car crash. Um, and I understand why people wanted the Zack Snyder cut because as we saw from the Abrams cut, that was that was a rough thing to happen. Zack Snyder lost his daughter during the middle of filming of Batman versus Superman, or yeah, no, he lost it during during the Justice League, and I get that. They had to have an emergency director come on in there to pick up the pieces. It was really ham-handed, cobbled up. Um, Good morning, Fluff. And I get that. I think that they should have, personally, I think they should have just put the movie on hold until Snyder came back. I think I've always thought that. I always thought, you know what? Until Zack Snyder says that he does not want to do the movie, I think you should have just put it to the side. Um, you had enough. You had enough there. The actors, I'm sure the actors would have understood that. Um, but to cobble it up and throw it out there the way they did, it was poorly edited. Poorly, the story structure didn't make any sense or what have you. I understand having the Snyder cut released. Halloween Ends, on the other hand, is a complete movie. That's how David Gordon Green wanted to tell a story. Whether we agree with it or not, it's his story. It's his story to tell. And all those same fans, they were the same people ponying up their money during 2018 and Halloween Kills. They're the same people that are ponying up their money. Uh, so yeah, was it the story they were hoping to get? No, but then again, what movie is in a franchise? I mean, look at. I mean, if you want to get a petition, get a petition to reshoot Halloween Resurrection, for Christ's sakes. Uh, 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 okay, so we're gonna reschedule Constance for November 10th. November 10th. So that's good. Okay. So that's good. And she's that's good. All right. All right. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? So I guess I have a question here is I've been online for 37 minutes. I'm gonna go for an hour. We'll talk for an hour if you guys want to, but after that, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull the plug on this. I'll just put this as just down for a chat preview, the week in preview. It'll be a little early. So November 10th, we'll see Constance Steele back. So that's good. I'm just glad that she's okay. That's really all I cared about. Schedule being what they are. Um, hey, Warmstrong, how are you? How are you doing? No, Fluff. Our guest, she got her schedule confused. She got her schedule confused. She thought she was on a different schedule, and so yeah, it was. It happens. It does happen. I've had to scramble for some schedules too. No, she just thought that she got the schedule wrong. So it happens. But that's okay because I'm able to reschedule her. So and I really wanted to talk to her. I really do. I think she's going to be super fun, and like I said, she's super talented. She's a writer. She's a poet, a published poet at that. And believe me, that's not easy. Um, and she also is a recording artist. She's a musician, so she's sort of like a female version of Buckaroo Banzai. The only thing I don't know she can do is brain surgery, but we'll save that question for her on the 10th. Um, yeah, yeah, John, exactly. It's his story to tell. That's the thing. It's his story to tell. And the way I look at it is, if you have a problem with that, well, you know what? Break out your keyboard, write a script, send your script in. Who knows? Maybe they'll take a look at it. Who knows? But it's his story. Um, I do question. I still question the fact that Danny McBride had anything to do with writing it. I mean, if they just put his name out there as being attached to the movie, it's one thing. But if he actually contributed to that, I would be that would be really weird for me. Hey Pete, how are you, sir? But the petition itself is just goofy. Um, and the movie, there's nothing wrong with the movie. The movie itself, there's nothing wrong with it. From a technical aspect of it, unlike the Justice League was just a god awful mess. I mean, it looked like a student film. It was so poorly edited. The effects weren't very good. I mean, it's just if you ever watched the Justice League, then you know what I'm talking about. It was a disaster. It was a disaster. And I understand, to sit there and say, well, yeah, but that's not the movie that Zack Snyder wanted. And I don't think we should put his name on that. And I agree with that. I don't. I don't think you should put his name attached to it at all. Let him, and they gave him a chance to fix it, which he did. And now the Snyder cut is out there. So you can get that. I have a copy of that. I have the copy of the Snyder cut as well. And I fully expected it to be 100% better than what we saw at the theater. Man, that's a car crash. Um, but as far as petitioning for David Gordon Green, that ain't gonna happen. Hey, Gizmo. No, it got rescheduled. It got rescheduled till November 10th. Our guest had the wrong. She put down the wrong date. She wrote the date. She wrote the wrong date down. So she will be here on November 10th. So all of our everything here, we'll just go ahead and we'll just we'll just call this like a round table or just a group chat or something like that, and then we're going to reschedule Constance for November 10th. I'm looking forward to it. No, it's not what I thought either, John. I mean, the story that I thought for Halloween Ends was totally different from than what we got. I mean, it was. Is this something? Is the ending? Is the ending? Is that what I would have done with the movie? I would say no. I would say no. I was completely perplexed by the story. Um, but the only thing they did right, as far as I'm concerned, we are doing all things Constantine. We are doing all things Constantine on the 30th. We're doing. Hold on 1 second. I'll see if I can drag some stuff up here. That's an interesting question, Betty. Oh man, I don't even know if I can find the whole damn thing. Oh Lord, have mercy! I should have pulled all this out stuff out anyway. Uh, wow. Oh my gosh, there's so many pieces. Hmm. I have all my Constantine stuff is all buried. I I didn't think about it. I'd be talking about it tonight, so I would have. I'll probably bring it out in time for Sunday, so we could talk about the 30th. But we're talking about Constantine the movie with Keanu Reeves. We're going to be talking about Constantine the TV series with Matt Ryan. We're going to be talking about Constantine and the Legends of Tomorrow with Matt Ryan, and all the animated movies that Matt Ryan did as well. Um, and then we'll be talking about Constantine too. Yeah, I'll send you the pictures. Uh, you know what? That's a good. Gizmo. What would you do differently? Well, how if you how would you end the series? That's a good. Let's. Wow. You know what? Let's do that. Let's ask you that question, Gizmo. How would you end the Halloween ends? Um, Hobbs is throwing up a donut. That's all right. I love that. Yeah, Gizmo, what how would you handle this? Let's see. Hey Fairy Dust, how are you? We're talking Constantine on the 30th of October. That's when we're talking all things Constantine. Let's see. Sure. You know what? Yep. Hmm. You know what? I'm with you about that too. I personally always thought this too. I always thought, and the thing is though, is that he actually touched upon this in Halloween 18 and Halloween Kills, and it made me excited for it. Gizmo is I think he should have stayed. I think he should have took the Halloween 3, and ran with that. He should have ran with Halloween 3. He should have tied in the Shamrock Corporation with Michael Myers. That was what I would have done because you've already established him being supernatural. So that's what I would have did. And thing is though is that he actually teased that in 2018 and Halloween Kills. He left Easter eggs and signs, and then he just totally went away from it in the third movie. It's such a disconnect. The third movie from the first two movies of the trilogy is so just it's not even you don't even see them being connected other than the cast. Just a weird dynamic. Just a weird way to go. I mean, all right, Echo. We'll see you. We'll probably see you in about an hour and a half at the midnight hour. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with that too. But you know what? But think about it though, Gizmo. They established Michael Myers as being supernatural in the first movie. They did establish that. When Loomis shot him 6 times, right? He did put holes. Of course they ruined it a little bit when they shot Michael 6 times and he walks away from that, but Laurie pokes him in the eye with a hanger and he's like, "Oh, okay." I mean, that was sort of goofy, but I could overlook that. I could overlook that. But they did establish him as being supernatural from the very first movie. Jason didn't get to that point until Jason 5. He was human all the way through all the way through until Jason lives, and then he was supernatural after that. So I will give Halloween credit for that. They did establish him right off the bat that who he was, what's he about. Sure, sure. I mean, at the time when you're watching it, because who knew that what where they were. It's sort of weird is that obviously they didn't think that was gonna they didn't think it was gonna go anywhere, necessarily to be where it was, but they did establish it though. Whether it was intended or not to be. Once Loomis shot him 6 times and he walked away from that. I don't know if that was on purpose. Like okay, he's gonna, he shook him off. We didn't know if he had a vest on, or we didn't know anything at that time when we were watching it. All we know is that he didn't speak, and but I didn't know when I was Halloween the 78. I didn't know that he was supernatural at the time. No, I mean yes, he did get shot 6 times, but he also got hurt. Oh, you think Halloween is more about the darkness? You know what though? I mean, both stories though start with the same thing. They start with a death. They start with the death of Judith Myers, and they start with the death of Jason Voorhees, or the supposed death of Jason Voorhees. So they both start off basically from square zero. They both start off from the same spot. And personally, I think Jason Voorhees was a lot more human, and I think his story, honestly, I think is a lot more interesting than Michael Myers' story. I do. I think it's more interesting until they killed him. But that's just me. Oh, we got a celeb in the house. Our good friend Erie Frog is here, hobnobbing with all the celebs, all the top comedians. Best friends with Cat Williams. What's going on, Frog? Waffles throwing up waffles. Okay. Yeah, I just for the pure fantasy part of it, Halloween though, I like the supernatural aspect of it. I do like it, and I wish they would have tied it. I wish they would have tied it. Again, I wish they would have tied it to Halloween 3. I like that idea of having the Shamrock Corporation control Michael all this time. I think it would have been a really interesting twist. Oh, I got the game on. It's 0-0. Let's see. Yeah, 0-0, and the Astros are up, and they just got a hit or a walk. Yeah, I like dark movies too, but I do. I Gizmo. I like them. I like them dark. I like supernatural horror a lot more than I like slashers. So I get that. I do like the idea of studying the darkness of it. I mean, it did do that right off the bat. Halloween did do that. It did set the table for that. Um, right, right. I'm curious to watch. I'll tell you the truth. I'm actually curious to watch Terrifier 2 because I've heard that they really do go into Art's backstory a little bit. That'll be an interesting story to look at too. I want to see how he got his start. Is he obviously he's immortal as well, but he can be hurt. That'd be interesting. Your volunteers, yep. Awesome game, yep. We'll see where they go though. That Alabama played the worst game they played in the last 5 years, and Tennessee only won by 3. So it'll be interesting to see if what would happen if they get a rematch. And I'm not entirely I don't know if Tennessee's playing Georgia this year or not either. If they are, that'll be a dogfight. All right, it is 55 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and think about wrapping this up. Um, I know, short stream, right? But don't forget tonight over on Hobbs Horus channel, the midnight hour is let's see, you get Terrifier 2 in a week or so. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Yeah, me too. You had the light guy from the first on a documentary I did in Argentina in 2020. Um, yeah, a couple of our community members had David Thornton Howard on as a guest. Uh, Oh, well, I tell you what, if you guys want to talk Halloween, I can stay for that, but throw me some hands up. If you guys want me to stick around and talk, throw up a one. If you guys are tired of hearing me talk, throw up a two, and then I'll go with that. That's sort of a sort of cheesy way to do things, but that's just. Okay, we got one person who wants me to stay. All right, all right, all right. Uh, oh, because this is not a Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm not going to sing throughout the whole episode. Did you do your entry I got did you do your entry for the spectacular yet, Casey? Yes, yes. Yes, that's the one, Gizmo. We're gonna be over at Hobbs Horse channel. The Midnight Hour Spectacular Watch Along Horror Rama, that one, yes. And that will be starting in about an hour for now. Hour and 15 minutes. I'm still looking for the seventh season of Buffy. I thought for sure by now I would have gotten it. It used to be when you go inside thrift stores, all they had was Buffy's. There were so many Buffy's on it. It was like almost like a competing with Titanic. But I have only seen three Buffy season sets in the last year. Okay, I wish you were on Instagram, Gizmo. I wish you were on Instagram. Oh, no, no, no! Of course, I don't want you to give it away, Casey. No, if you have the whole set, no, no, by God, no, no. I'm just hoping. I'm just holding on for it. See, Braves running around in Palm Springs. Um, yeah, yeah, no problem. Enjoy Palm Springs. That's a beautiful area. Yeah, I know. I'm only on two platforms myself, Gizmo. I'm only on, well, I guess three, but I really don't count YouTube as a platform so much. I'm barely on Facebook anymore. I just use Facebook to promote, and then I use Instagram and YouTube. But I'm with you. I don't have Twitter or TikTok or Snapchat or anything else like that. I just this is what I have. Is I'm very happy with. So I understand that. But if you had Instagram though, you could control it. You can make it private, and then you could only just include filmmakers onto your Instagram. You totally control it, and that would be fun. Yes, the cheetah is sleeping on top of me in that picture. He's sleeping he was on top of me, and that is me. I'm pinned underneath there. Yes, that's 22 pounds of fierce cheetah laying on me. Uh, it's cold here now, so he's now going back to sleeping underneath the blankets, and he's got his winter fur came in too. His winter fur is here, and it's gonna be a cold winter here. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your loss of your cats. I like the fact that you named your channel after one of them too. Like that's what I did too. I named Have Cheetah Will View. Dogs are all right. Dogs are fine. Okay. Well, I didn't see much of a response, so I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. Thanks you guys for coming out. We'll be back on the Midnight Society on Sunday, the 23rd. We'll be on Al Lucard's channel. Al Lucard will be hosting the show on the 23rd. I will be back on the 30th for a double header. ISC Midnight Nights will be on at 6 o'clock Eastern Time on Ben Cadaver's Cadaver Clubs, and we're talking Hunter x Hunter. And then on the 30th, we'll be talking all things Constantine. Next Monday, remember next Monday is our interview with Ted Jordan, author Tim. Ted Jordan will be here with us, and then on the 25th. Boy, I always get this all confused now. So on the 25th, we will have Justin Robert Sanders. He'll be here with us, and that will take us out until November 1st. We will not have a show on Wednesday, the 20 on. We will not have a show on the 26th. We will be dark that night, but we will be back. We'll be back on the 30th for Gordon the Midnight Society, and then we'll be back November 1st with John Grande. But thanks so much for showing up. Have a great night, and we will see you. We'll see you over at Hobbs Horse channel at about 10 o'clock. All right, everybody. Have a great night.